When you're dealing with women, one of the things you'll notice is how little they truly value things. And the reason is simple. Because they get so much for free, they rarely appreciate anything. Their reality is shaped by constant validation, attention, and opportunities handed to them without effort. This warps their sense of value, making them believe that whatever they contribute is automatically more meaningful than what you bring to the table. I remember one woman in particular. She told me, "You don't ever invest anything in our relationship. I invest more than you do." I asked her, "What exactly do you invest?" She said, "I give you my mind, my body, my soul." And in that moment I realized something. Everything she claimed to be giving, I had also given to her. I had taken her on dates, paid for dinners, invested time and energy, provided guidance and protection. But none of that counted in her mind because she assumed her contribution was inherently more valuable. Why? Because she, like so many others, was conditioned to believe that a woman's presence alone is a gift to a man. Women believe that their contribution in a relationship is naturally superior, no matter how equal or even one-sided it actually is. And why? Because they're narcissists. Not necessarily in the clinical sense, but in the way society has wired them to think. They've been told from birth that they are the prize, that they are the ones being chased, that their mere existence is enough. So when they engage in something as basic as sex, they think they're giving something extraordinary, while a man's equal participation is just expected. Let's be real here. Yes, generally speaking, a woman's reproductive value is higher in the grand scheme of things. But when it comes down to individual relationships, what makes her think she's automatically giving more? In my case, I was looking at the situation thinking, "Shorty, that's a fair exchange at best. Low-key, I might actually be giving too much. Matter of fact, I might need a refund." And this is where men need to wake up and start seeing things for what they really are. You have to be cautious when dealing with these chicks, because their sense of reality is often completely detached from gratitude and reciprocity. If they aren't thankful, if they aren't gratitude-oriented, then they will forever believe that their contribution outweighs yours, no matter what you actually do for them. And those are the chicks you cannot fix. They are broken, mentally conditioned to see themselves as the perpetual victim, or the center of value in every relationship dynamic. And once that mindset is ingrained, there's nothing you can do to change it. A woman who lacks gratitude is a woman who will never respect you. She will always feel like you owe her, no matter how much you give. And that's a losing game for any man who engages with her. The solution: walk away. Recognize that you are the source of value in your own life. And any woman who fails to see that does not belong in it. This issue isn't just about one or two entitled women. It's a societal-level delusion that has infected an entire generation of modern women. They are bombarded with messaging that tells them they are goddesses, that men exist to serve them, that they deserve luxury, loyalty, and endless devotion simply for existing. But what do they bring to the table in return? More often than not, the answer is nothing but entitlement. They have been taught that their validation is currency, that their looks alone can buy them everything they need. And in some cases, that's true, temporarily. A pretty woman can ride on her looks for a time, but it doesn't last. The men who are worth anything will eventually realize that if all she offers is access, then she is replaceable. And deep down, women know this. That's why they project their value onto things like giving you my soul, because they know they don't bring anything practical to the table. No skills, no effort, no loyalty, no ability to contribute in a meaningful way. They rely on illusion to make you believe they are the prize. But let me tell you something. If someone has to convince you they are the prize, they aren't. Here's another layer of hypocrisy. Modern women scream about equality, But the moment they have to give equally, they pull back. They demand men pay for everything, protect them, provide for them. Yet when a man asks, "Okay, what do I get in return?" suddenly it's about emotions and intangible nonsense. The truth is, they don't want equality. They want advantage. If a relationship was truly equal, they wouldn't expect a man to constantly prove himself while they sit back and judge his performance. But that's exactly what happens. A woman can literally do nothing and still expect everything. Meanwhile, a man has to grind, sacrifice, and prove his worth over and over, every single day, just to be barely appreciated. Let's be brutally honest. Most women are average. They aren't special. They aren't unicorns. And yet they behave as if their presence alone is some divine blessing. Why? Because society coddles them. Social media inflates their egos, and simps reinforce the delusion by rewarding them for doing nothing. This is why they think sleeping with you is an act of charity. Why they believe their presence is something you should be grateful for. Meanwhile, you're the one putting in the effort, the money, the emotional labor, the leadership, the problem solving. And yet, they'll sit across from you and genuinely believe they're giving more than you are. It's sickening, and the only way to counter it is to stop playing into their game. Men need to stop tolerating this nonsense. Stop rewarding entitlement. Stop chasing women who bring nothing but demands. Raise your standards. If a woman isn't appreciative, if she isn't reciprocating, if she constantly expects more without giving more, walk away. The biggest mistake a man can make is sticking around trying to prove his worth to a woman who refuses to acknowledge it. You don't have to prove anything to someone who isn't worthy of your effort in the first place. If you don't recognize these patterns now, you'll wake up years later, broke, drained, and disrespected, wondering how you let yourself get used for so long. The best time to cut off entitled women was yesterday. The second best time, right now. The world doesn't reward weakness, and catering to an ungrateful woman is peak weakness. Respect yourself enough to demand more.